Alrighty, let's head on back. The cast of Professor Layton do indeed be eepy. Do that. Volsense used to be home to many families of noble birth. Who cares? Then Duke Harrison discovered a vast gold deposit on the outskirts of town, which changed everything. Volsense developed rapidly, but word of the gold brought in all sorts of unsavory types. Fuck you. It's such a shame. This used to be such an enchanting town. I hate you. What a jackass thing to say. Everyone used to have a proper birth lineage, but now the unsavory types are here. You know, the blacks. That's what the implication half the time is. Like, you're like, oh, right, racism. That's the implication. That's the background behind all this stuff. You're talking about poor people and people of other races. That's what that always means. It's not subtle. The funny thing is that, like, vampires are supposed to be a criticism of the aristocracy. So if this game does have a vampire in it, but it's also just uncritically like, oh, fancy people and noble birth and blah, 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 then it's like, they missed the point, but we'll see. Because they will not stop. Fucking Professor Layton is like, oh, yes, a gentleman. Welcome to Volsense, where you can dream big and make those dreams a reality. Wanna be filthy rich? In Volsense, even something like that is a snap. Let me guess, you guys came here to get your hands on some of that Herzen money, am I right? What Herzen money? Came all the way here, you don't know about Herzen fortune. That's a rich pal. Did I miss this guy the first time somehow, or something? Did he spawn later, even though he's like giving an introduction almost? I don't know. Interestingly, he looks like he's meant to be riffing specifically on like Fievel from Fievel Goes West. Or whatever the first Fievel was called or whatever. I don't remember which one's which. Well, like, it's the little rats, the little mice people that came to America because they heard that the streets were paved with cheese or whatever the fuck. Which was riffing on the streets being paved with gold, which is riffing on the whole people coming here for gold to seek fortune in a future. Because dang it, how dare people seek to improve their station in life? No, places should only be for noble birth. Here's a story. Long time ago, a big cheese. I'm on the right track. I cracked the code. The big cheese here in Volsense, Duke Harrison, found the mother of all gold deposits. There was so much gold you couldn't spend it in a lifetime. I think that was the sound of us getting a new case or clue. Then not too long ago, the old man up and croaked, and now his money sits forgotten in its castle. How's that for an interesting story? Quite. However, we're not here for treasure. Rather, we seek an item known as the Elysian Box. The Was-a-Wiser Box? That's a new one to me. What if I had a puzzle, though? You're in Volsense now, kid, so go on and dream big, because anything's possible here. Let me welcome you newcomers with a little riddle. Celebrates a plaza like this one you and I are standing in right now, but not this one, for some reason. The plaza puzzle. Is that a dragon? Looks like a dragon. So there's a big old statue in the middle of the plaza. When you take away the area occupied by the statue, the plaza looks like a kind of donut-like shape. What you gotta do is divide this donut plaza into two identically shaped parts using only one line. Oh, and before you get any big ideas, the dotted line shown below won't cut it because there are actually two lines. What? What? When you take away the area occupied by the statue, the plaza looks like a donut-like shape. Divide the donut plaza into two identically shaped parts using only one line. Why? So, like, I could use some more explanation, I guess. Like, what do you mean? How is that not one line? Because there's a gap in the middle of the donut? So you can't use the whole of the donut to draw a line cutting it in half? It has to be identically shaped, but not by just simply drawing a symmetry line down it? Huh. Can you do like some kind of dumb spiral or something? I don't see how the game would get that accurately at that point. Also, this isn't is it even two shapes, technically? No, this is literally one shape. This isn't one... Does just making two circles count as identical shapes? I feel like I need more guidance on what the confines of the puzzle are. Like clarification of what they mean on several things. I'm just like, what do you... Alright, let's look at the hints, I guess. In the example illustration, the plaza has been divided by two lines, which makes the answer invalid. The fact that you need to use a single line to answer the problem is key. Since you can't use only one line, you know you won't be solving this one by drawing lines to the middle of the plaza, right? That's not a hint. That's at best a slight clarification on what it already says in the... Why are the hints so bad? Even if you avoid drawing your line through the center of the plaza, no single straight line will divide the plaza into two pieces that are the same shape. By the way, do you notice the goal here isn't to make two pieces that are the same size, but merely the same shape? Keep that in mind. Okay. So I was right? Just draw a circle?
This should do the
and then
trick.
You get two circles? Okay.
A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
That's stupid. This question's wrong, just so we're clear. Unless I'm dumb, but I'm pretty sure it's just wrong. I don't know, maybe not. I think that realistically, whatever circle you draw, you can't actually take the two halves you created and like rescale them to actually match in shape. But maybe. Because what stuck with me about the circle thing was that I'm just like, you can make it two circles and you would call them both circles or rings or donuts or whatever. But I'm like, they're not gonna match. Like, not even just in size, but like they're not gonna match in shape exactly. So they wouldn't be the same shape. But I guess maybe we're being just extremely forgiving. Lots of folks come to Full Sense dreaming of fame and glory, but you guys seem different. I think the word is privileged. Take it from someone who's been around the block. Stay away from the woods northwest of town. What are you, one of those people who do well enough to just hang out being an archaeologist all the time types? Full Sense, it's a heck of a town. Whatever you can dream, you can have here. Oh. Professor, the train still stopped in the station, but there's not a soul in sight. Then it seems we have no choice but to remain in town. All the more reason to proceed with our investigation of the area. I guess so. Okay, let's keep looking. No, I'm sweaty. What to do? You seem troubled, madam. May I be of any assistance to you? I am quite troubled, as a matter of fact, but what's worse, I have no one to turn to. Well, how would you like a hot cup of tea? If nothing else, it should bring a bit of cheer to your day. Well, I am tired of mulling over the issue, so I suppose I might as well take a break. I don't mind to sound picky, but please keep in mind that I have certain preferences. On a day like today, I do believe a nice strong tea with a pinch of dream fluff is in order. Dream fluff is that one. That's the only one I know so far. Hope it's that one. Nope. I don't know though. I don't know a strong dream fluff one yet. Wah wah. Unfortunately, the gate to the Herzen Museum is locked, and for the moment we have no way of entering the place. I haven't any way of ascertaining when the gate will be opened, and so we have decided to wait on visiting the museum for the time being. I'd like to focus my efforts on gathering information from the people of Fulsense. I met a most unusual gentleman named Jeff who keeps himself holed up in a tower in town. He believes a vampire lives in the castle at the edge of town, and that he must keep watch of the area to keep the vampire from attacking the townsfolk. Jeff has even adorned the tower with knickknacks that he claims keep the vampire at bay. I wonder if there's any truth to his story. I just saw a number of photos in the town photo shop that are purported to be quite old, yet each image appears to be perfect condition, free from the degradation that most photos suffer over time, as if the photos were taken only a week before. Perhaps the shop's proprietor has a special method of preserving his photos. Or this town transforms in a rapid pace akin to the Dark City from Dark City? Or it's an immortal city. My conversations with the people of Fulsense have proved mostly useless in providing a lead on the Elysian box. As I feared, the only way to move on this investigation forward is to find a way into Herzen Museum. Luke and I returned to the museum to find the gate unlocked. Inside the gate, we found Mr. Beluga and Sammy in the middle of a rather heated discussion. I believe they are the ones who opened the gate. I'm still uncertain what they were searching for, but judging from Mr. Beluga's rather impassioned speech, it would seem that whatever it is, it's of great importance to him. My previous criticism of the total lack of investigation or, actual, deduction happening in the story remains true. They just walk up to the front gate and it's locked, and they're, guess we'll go over somewhere else. Well, this didn't work. What if we just check the gate again for no reason? Oh, it's open now. Oh, breakthrough. They're arguing suspiciously at the gate that's open now. You didn't do anything. They both didn't open anything, didn't find anything, and didn't learn anything. They just walk around and arbitrarily their environment around them changes to just provide new information. I noticed a large symbol resembling the head of a goat carved into the floor of the museum courtyard. It's the same symbol that adorns the strange diary we picked up, but I feel like I've seen it somewhere else as well. But I'll set aside this question for now, as there's something I need to ask as the inspector. I suppose it's back at the hotel for us. And that's what we were going. But I poked around and found some other things. Right, I was going to check out the tea set. Sweet, refreshing, sour, mild. But yeah, none of them say strong. If it is even a thing you could call something. Just strong tea on its own. Just, abstractly strong. Oh, that's not the... I keep thinking that's the hotel. Inspector, there's something I need to ask you. Can you spare just a moment?
Ah, Layton. I see you've been busy. I didn't think you'd manage to solve 50 puzzles so soon.
These are very funny. So these are gates in the game that require you to solve X number of puzzles in order to continue the game. And it's funny because, one, the people who require you to solve X number of puzzles don't make sense. Why would Inspector Chelmy give a shit? He doesn't even want to work with us. What is he going to stop me from going to bed until I solve 50 puzzles? But also, like, if you didn't... if you're being thorough because you're here to solve puzzles because that's like the goal, you never experience the gate, so you just periodically have someone be like, oh, wow, guess you did solve 50 puzzles. Don't know how anyone knows that or who's keeping track or why I care specifically, but I've been very busy sniffing around town for clues. Tell me, has your research yielded any genuinely useful facts yet? Perhaps, would you mind showing me the photo you recovered from the doctor's apartment? Uh-huh. Am I to understand there's a clue to be found in that photo? Well, I see you've solved 50 puzzles so far, so I can tell you're serious about the investigation. My top priority is solving this case, so if you think you can help, I might as well show you the thing. What the devil? Is something the matter, sir? There's a blasted hole in my pocket. Oh, no! I've been scattering the pieces about without even noticing. This is a low point in my career. Full of low points, more of a swamp of a career. It seems that all of the remains of the photo is this one, all that remains of the photo is this one scrap. You got a photo scrap, only 15 to go. Is this gonna replace the camera now that well, the camera's still in my interface. Guess we'll just have to give up on ever seeing the photo again, huh? Tough to say. The pieces are still all in my pocket when we entered Full Sense, I'm sure that much. Inspector, do you recall the path you took around town over the past couple of hours? Well, the entire town is just a giant, You know, I should describe the town's shape, actually. The path around town is noose-shaped. Bits of it, yes. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Use what the inspector remembers to find the path he took through town. Well, only one turn I made was at an intersection with a cafe on it. Oh, and I also passed in front of one hat shop. Oh, and one flower shop too. And I didn't walk any farther than necessary. Now that you've heard this recollection, can you trace the route the inspector took through town? What? Okay, made one turn at a cafe. Guess those are the blocks, so the lighter parts of the streets. Turned at one cafe corner. Past one hat shop and one flower shop, while covering the least distance possible. Oh, and there's a start. Okay, now that I'm actually looking at the screen, there's a start and a goal corner. You can't just like start anywhere and draw a tiny line that just happens to pass those three things. Okay, so each hat and flower shop also, each one has a directionality to it. You can see like which side of the block it is. He can make any number of turns, but he has to make one turn at a cafe. Well, don't walk any further than necessary should be easy. I just need to only go right and down. If I'm always going right or down, I'm always making positive progress towards my goal, and you can't possibly go any faster on a grid. So I just need to come up with an answer that never goes left or up. Unless there's literally no answer possible, then those become possible. But you can probably do it by just going right and down, and then by its nature, that will have been as short of a walk as possible. This puzzle inherently doesn't make sense because, like, it's not what the town is shaped like. This town isn't known for these types of shops, as far as I could tell. But also, notably, Chelmy went in a circle. We know for a fact he went in a circle, because that's what the town is shaped like. We're back at the train station, so we're back at the beginning now. I guess it comes down to when he found the photo. I guess that's the contradiction. Anyway, okay, so if he does this, then that's 2 turns at cafes, but there's 1 hat, what flower? Cafe, hat, flower, cafe corner. Bum, 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 bum. Flower, cafe, hat. Okay. So both of these corners are guarded. You can't turn at this corner or this corner because they both have cafes. So you have to turn, and you can't turn at this corner either. So when I turn towards my goal, I have to turn here, here, or here. Because you have to turn once in order to make it down to the goal, because you can't start off going in that direction. So that this has to be a corner happening here, here, or here, because this is guarded, that's guarded, that's guarded, and that's guarded. What a mess. And you can't, and this can't be the answer, assuming we don't have a really inefficient route, because you would be going longer than necessary. Yeah, because there's no, if you go all the way here without turning, then turn, having not crossed a cafe yet, there's no cafe turns now, which means you'd have to add a turn. There is a flower and like there is in fact a flower shop here. You can turn here. That's 2 flower shops. Yeah, so it's probably down here. But this is too efficient. You do flower and hat, and then there's no turns all the way in. If you add a turn, you won't be able to get to the ending. It's probably here. It's probably here. I don't know. I was gonna say try to turn here, right? But maybe not. I suppose if you do it like somewhere around here, there's no turns at cafes early on. Safe corner, safe corner. So that when you get to the guarded corners at the end, that is the cafe one, and you're safe. So hat, flower, cafe, and you can't get there faster than this because I went the minimum number of moves. It's always going to be 7 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can only get less efficient than that, and that'd only be in the cards if literally every 7 move option doesn't work.
This should do the trick.
He's a smiley boy.
Ha! Wonderful.
Wonderful. And then, after leaving the northeast corner of town, I came straight back to the hotel. That should be enough information to get started. Thank you. Come, Luke. Let's see if we can't recover the pieces of that photo by retracing the inspector's steps. What's so important about the photo, Professor? I'm unsure of the photo's content, but I have every confidence that it will lead us to the Elysian box. Say no more. I'm sold. After all, your intuition never fails. Let's hurry to the northeast corner. I think we can get there through a little path where the bulldog was sitting. Yes, let's. I'll lead the way. We've done nothing to solve that problem, but now we're just going to go that way. It'll be fine. Oh, I missed 1 puzzle. That's a pretty good score for me at this rate, honestly. Nope, that was a chapter transition, apparently. We, in fact, did not turn in for the night. It was a ruse! A ruse! Chapter 5, Shadow on the street corner. Shadows on the street corner.
I can read. I'm reading right now. Look at me go.
I realize this is probably like a kind of annoying playthrough where I'm like a little too negative and so on, which I get. I just kind of talk about whatever comes to mind. It's fun to analyze the story, in particular, like where it's like comparatively simplistic or even like on some level doesn't do what the genre demands and stuff like that, or what's going on with it, or how like the puzzles don't relate to things. Obviously here and there I'll be like, this puzzle is a big stupid poopy head, and I'm a angry video gamer man, and then I'm just like proven wrong immediately when the actual solution presents itself. Like that's a thing I set myself up for inevitably. But in those moments it's like, it's more that like there's an inherent frustration when you are given a riddle, but you're given the riddle by a video game, and so you know that you have to deal with the chunkiness of just trying to interpret everything that it means and input the answer flawlessly on the first try to get like the correct like outcome and so on. Otherwise you like get penalized. And like that's an age-old thing. Like adventure games have always been known for their moon logic and the struggle to parse what the hell the developer meant by something, because and like a lot of that comes from the fact that in a way adventure games are kind of forms of riddles, but when a real-life person proposes a riddle to you, they do so without limitations. Like one, they don't have a character limit where they have to fit it on a tiny DS screen and have to, or worse, translate it from a different language. It may be, if that is how this worked, to put it in there. I don't remember if Professor Layton's originally in English or not. You don't have like the Final Fantasy VIII struggle of like running out of characters to express what you're talking about. But also crucially, much akin to like when you're proposed a hypothetical and someone and it's like, would you take this or this? Would you use a transporter if it did this every time? When you see obvious gaps in what was said to you, you can just ask and then they can clarify what they mean. But in the video game, you just can't. And it's like on that level, it's like, it's a bit akin to like playing a tabletop RPG and all the flexibility and freedom that features versus playing a video game RPG inspired by tabletop RPGs and how rigid and much more restrictive they are, and you have to like guess at what you're even allowed to do by comparison. There's like a huge difference in flexibility there. And so like the inability to clarify stuff about riddles, to even make sure you even know what they mean, both about what is an acceptable answer and what they even mean by the restrictions, just gets frustrating, and those puzzles are just kind of less fun to do when they're not immediately 100% clear. Which leads to the frustration, where I'm preemptively like, ah man, I'm gonna be wrong, but only because I don't understand what you mean, and not in like the satisfying, like, ooh, what a challenging riddle sort of way. And so that's where the friction comes from. Keep this under your hats, but that hole in the inspector's pocket? A dog did that. A dog, officer? What dog? Inspector Chelmy had an, altercation with the canine by the path to the northeast corner of town. Well, dogs can sniff out mean people, you know. That's just more proof that he needs to be nicer. Sir may be a bit prickly at times, but he's actually quite kind. Would you care to hear a puzzle, the inspector once told me? Puzzles mean people are nice. You heard them, children. Trust people who tell you puzzles. Get in their van. Chelmy sent his squad out to investigate an incident. Before leaving, he said this: I want you to search the entire area shown on this map. Take any route you want, but report how many times you turned in the process. You're free to turn left or right, but U-turns are strictly forbidden. The bobbies completed their shift and returned to report their turns. Judging by the reports, though, it seems at least one man wasn't telling the truth. Mark liars with an X. It's a lot of turns. At least one. So any number of them might be lying. So I think the trick here is that in order to navigate a block, you need to have an answer that is divisible by a specific number or not divisible by a certain number. Like, that's going to be the trick, essentially. They don't expect me to calculate these huge numbers at once. So, the first thing that comes to mind, if I do like this, poof, that's 4. But if I do that's 6. Okay, so it's even numbers. Odd numbers are lying. Boop, boop.
Consider this puzzle solved.
Yep, it's that simple.
Huh.
See?
Wonderful.
There is a we do get to the Elden Ring struggle where if I ever am like, see, that's a good clean puzzle. It's like, you just think that because you did it right. I'm like, you just think that boss fight was good because you could beat it without losing your mind. Well done, sir. Now, I must be off. The inspector and I need to sweep the area for clues. Do watch yourself when out on the streets. There's no telling what's out there. Likewise, officer. A diary key. We haven't got one of those for a while. I don't think I got a single one last episode, actually. That is an interesting inversion. I don't know if it's interesting. I guess the way I should put it is that it's interesting that... It's not interesting that this game's doing it because it's a trope, but I mean, like, the trope is amusing. It's interesting that it's funny that it happens, which is that in these kinds of stories, you have the lead detective, and then you have his dumber companion that's there to make the story more understandable and relatable. Usually, the Sherlock and Watson. I almost said the Sherlock and Holmes, but the dumbass they're dealing with all the time. It's usually a rule that their sidekick is the smart one. So they will generally have a side character that is smarter than them. The villain, they're either a villain or a deuteragonist or rival or whatever the hell, or just kind of a roadblock, like an official who is a roadblock of some kind. They will pretty much always have a Smithers, essentially. Like, they'll have the smarter, more aware sidekick that has to deal with all their shit. Zap Brannigan and Kiff, was that his name? Like, there's almost always the poor side guy that 100% knows how dumb the person they work for is, and is just having to watch this train wreck happen in real time because they either don't have the authority or the confidence to stand up for themselves, and so they get shut down at every corner. How disappointing. I wanted to take another look at that torn-up photograph the inspector took from the doctor's apartment, but it feels the fellow lost it. Oh, right, it's the one that we've had all game, so he didn't get it in town, he just lost it in town. So I guess the trail of broken... The trail of ripped photographs lead... I was gonna say they lead to the dog from here, but I guess they might have been torn by the dog, then they went past the dog, and they were all scattered past the dog. It doesn't matter, we'll walk around and find them. The only way I'll ever get a look at the thing is to retrace the inspector's path around town and gather up pieces. Bother. Oh no, the exact thing we already do all the time. Father has always done what he wants, regardless of who objects. He's that way with everyone, even his sons. It's no wonder my younger brother always seems so irritated with him. Even so, he and I must endure Father's whims because, as the next in line to rule Fulsense, we cannot leave this town, even if we want to. We are stewards of this town, and we must stay here to watch over it. If I'm going to compliment something, it is kind of clever that they have this, like, big, goofy inventory full of, like, these kind of things where you just kind of get scattered rewards while you're solving puzzles, and just kind of, you kind of get that little, like, ooh, and you go open the thing and you go poke at the thing and see what you got. It just depends on whether or not the thing you get is a pain in the ass, or, like, whether or not it feels almost like a punishment in the process. The hamster in the early stages feels agonizing to get rewards for, because you're like, what am I supposed to... There's nothing to do here. This is fucking boring. Who cares? And the tea set almost always feels like a punishment, where I'm just like, this entire minigame is actually just kind of deeply tedious. But getting another camera part to throw on your camera guy, I'm like, how? Put all the camera pieces together. Like, that's fun. the match 2 images reward, that's now the bonus minigame afterwards, is a little more rough. If it goes quickly, you're just like, I did a little thing, here I go, and then you get a puzzle. But if you get stuck on a spot the differences thing, it's like, man, I don't want to be here anymore. And then diary, just lore. So just having a smattering of bonus rewards where you just kind of pop in and see what new activity there is to do is a smart thing to mix in. It does kind of take what is already mostly side quest and fractally expand it to even more side quests to the point where we're just massively off topic the entire game. The inspector may seem like a grouch, but I've never seen a man so head over heels for his wife. Welcome back, sir. Still busy with your investigation, I see. Though lovely, our town is quite vast, so take care not to tire yourself out. I'm sure your feet must be sore, so why not sit for a moment and enjoy the puzzle I've prepared? I needed a break from all these puzzles with more puzzles. Lucky you, you've inherited... I'm not doing this. Lucky you, you've inherited a 5-square plot of land that's rich with precious metals. Each chunk of copper ore has a value of 1, silver 3, gold 5. You're allowed to pick 5 squares of land for yourself, but the 5 squares must be connected to each other. Squares diagonal to one another don't count. Your task is to claim the most valuable 5-square plot possible. Can you do it? Okay. So just pick 5 squares that have the highest overall score in the entire map. And, so I figure the core dilemma here is whether or not you're better off just being like, haha, and grabbing 5 that all have an ore in them, or if it's better off to risk getting some gold, but then having to stomach the fact that the gold is next to blank spots, which means you don't get to have, which means you're getting non-scoring spaces, and whether or not those are worth more. See, it's 1, 3, 5, so it's kind of a big difference. Guess I can just memo this. 9. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'd be that one. Yeah, it'd be that one, obviously. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's probably it.
And now to test
Meow, meow,
my
meow,
theory.
meow, meow.
And there we have it.
You're rich! I'm done, sir. Should you begin to feel weary from running around town, do stop to rest. Periodic breaks can be quite refreshing for the mind and spirit as well as the body. I wonder how many characters I read the dialogue as and then do the puzzle, and then after the puzzle, I just do a completely different voice because I'm like, I don't remember this guy's voice. I did it for 5 seconds. And then I did a puzzle that took 3 minutes. No longer able to tolerate father's selfish ways, my younger brother has left Full Sense out for good. Strangely enough, father doesn't seem affected by it at all. If anything, he only seems more focused on excavating even more gold from the mines. Is that miserable or worth so much to him? I'm beginning to think that I will never understand that man. It is a little funny that we do have a hotel, but we only use it to drop off... Oops. Huh? Where's Flora? Ah! You startled me! Where'd you get off to, Flora? Me? Well, What do you mean got off to? She's right here. You said, where's Flora? And she was there. Come now, Luke. A gentleman never forces a lady to say more than she wants to. Oops, of course. Where are my manners? Sorry, Flora. Aw, don't give it a second thought. Say, how'd your investigation go? Did you find anything more about the Elysian box? A bit, but nothing concrete. What we need is more time to comb the area for clues. It could be quite a while, so if you feel tired, go ahead and turn in, dear. I will. I sure hope you two find a good, solid lead soon. I get that they want to be us to be suspicious of Flora because something's up, but she was literally here. She didn't do anything suspicious. She didn't disappear. She was literally here, and she's like, "Ah, you startled me." You didn't immediately spot her when you looked for 1 second. Just like, that's not noteworthy. If you want us to be suspicious of Flora, you gotta earn it a little bit better. I mean, we already know something's up, but the scene doesn't work.
Oh god, what am I gonna do? I'm so sweaty. Hey there, tall hat. You kind of look like a bookworm. Don't suppose you know anything about fortune telling, do you?
Tea leaves. We're going for tea leaves. What sort of fortune telling do you have in mind?
There's this tea with oasis leaf in it. It lets you predict people's love lives.
Wow, I've never heard of any tea like that. Professor, can we try making a cup, please? I'm all for experiments, Luke. We'll give it a go. But tell me, sir, whose love life will be forecasting?
Well, I'm kind of a handsome guy, so I'm pretty sure what my fortune's gonna say. But if you're brewing it anyway, I'd read the leaves when it's done.
That sounds fine. Now, let's get to brewing, shall we?
It's for a friend of mine.
There's the women and children one. That's refreshing. It doesn't say anything about fortune telling. Uplifting and relaxing. I don't know. Oops. God damn it. God damn it. Yeah, I'm under the impression it's just not worth it to try to experiment with this entire thing. You might as well just wait for people to just literally tell you recipes, which I think they just will eventually, because there's just way too many combinations potential. There's way too many potential combinations. Like, I can only see myself brute forcing it if you knew 2 of the ingredients, but knowing 1, you're like, okay, I don't even know if I have all the ingredients, first of all, but even if you do, the sheer number of combinations you'd have to guess through. And like, look at these, they don't have like lore. It's great for the skin, great. I don't know for the mystical properties, like, I don't think you're given any information to actually solve this stuff, so I think it's just a waste of time. Womp womp. I think this girl might be mean.
Much as I love antiques, I adore puzzles even more. I've got a vintage puzzle I'd love to share with you, if you'd like to listen.
We'd be honored to hear it.
Wonderful. This puzzle involves a certain rare vase in my collection. It's on display right over there.
Break it. This vase holds 101 stones, each identical in size and feel. There are 50 black stones and 51 white stones. Now, put on this blindfold, reach in, and pull out as many stones as you like. When you're finished, if you've removed an equal number of black stones and white stones, you'll receive a number of gold pieces equal to the number of stones you pulled out. How many stones should you remove to give yourself the best chance of removing equal numbers of stones while getting the most money possible? $100? Like, obviously? Like, if you grab 2 stones, there's approximately a 50-50 chance. No. Yes? I think if you grab 2 stones, there's approximately a 50-50 chance that they are one black and one white. If you grab any odd number, you're fucked. It's impossible. If you grab larger even numbers, I think it might in some way technically be kind of a 50-50, but most likely, but it's like a 50-50 chance per 2 draws or whatever. So it's like it could keep veering wildly off course until you're just way off. But once you pick all of them out except for one, you're right back to it being a 50-50 chance that the last one is white or black. And if the last one's black, you lose, and if the last one's white, you win, because that's what you wanted. Oops.
And now to test my theory.
Da 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 da.
A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
Deftly solved. You're quite the sharp one, aren't you? There are too many people in this town who prize gold and silver above items of real worth. In my opinion, the real treasures of Folksense are those items that have witnessed its long history.
All these fools trying to make a living. They're so shallow in their interests because they need to eat. We're gonna loop around in the wrong direction first because everyone's gonna have puzzles again. Oh, so I take it you do want to come inside and look around, hmm? No, I... Aw, look at those red little cheeks. My, but you're shy. Here, try out this puzzle, it'll relax you. Why... I don't know why they would write the sex worker or sex worker adjacent person to be weird about children. Like, what? A boy and a girl are chatting, like, obviously the child can't come inside. A boy and a girl are chatting at a local cafe. Looking up from his coffee, the boy says, "You know, I'm 20 now, but back when I was as old as you are now, you were half my current age. Neat, huh?" As you can see, the boy isn't the most concise of speakers, but using what he said, how old is the girl he's chatted with? I'm 20 now, but back when I was as old as you are now, you were half my current age. Current age means 20, right? Not the 10, not the 10? Or, wait. Back when I was old as you are now, you were half as my current age. Back when I was as old as you are now, you were half my current age. So back when I was your current age, you were 10? No, you're 10 now? I feel like something's wrong. Back when I was old as you are now. It's like he's 20 now. He's 20 now. You were half my current age, so she was 10. But back when I was as old as you are now. Am I supposed to think that she was half his younger age, not his current age? Is it written wrong? I feel like this doesn't compute. I'm 20 now, but back when I was as old as you are now, you were half my current age. Well, if the difference is half, then can I just divide the difference? So it's like they're apart by 10 now. So can I just do like 15 and 15? Like they're currently 5 years apart. He's 20, she's 15. Back when I was as old as you are now. So back when he was 15, you were half my current. Yep. Okay. How old is the girl he's chatting with? 15. Okay. Alright, sorry, my brain just kind of stalled on that one, I guess.
Let's see if this works. That was almost too easy.
Too easy. Oh, you're a clever one. I love clever boys. They make me swoon, they honestly do. Tee hee hee. Also, that riddle was about a man who was of age and a girl who was underage. Unfortunate correlation with the weird tone of our interactions. Clever? Me? Oh, you're getting all red again. That's just adorable. Come back anytime. Uh-huh. Stop. If you ever feel like you need to unwind, come on over, okay? Nothing relaxes like a night at the theater. Okay, I do think it is like an old-timey cabaret, like stage dancers, as opposed to like what I've been interacting with lately, which is fucking in the Yakuza games, the cabaret clubs, which are hostess clubs, which means something very different. So she, probably incorrect calling her anything adjacent to a sex worker, but it probably still isn't a kids show. But I don't know, straight people are weird. Hooters exists, and people take their kids to Hooters, so I don't know. We found a new ore down in the ground that Father thinks we can refine into a precious metal. Personally, I doubt we'll be able to turn something as dull and dead on that rock into something of worth. Not that it stopped Father. The digging has advanced to the point where it's formed a massive crater under the castle. I have visions of the whole castle tumbling down into the abyss. It's a metaphor where your greed will destroy your entire empire. I drink your milkshake. On some level, there's an aspect of like, as a queer person, there's like a hyper-vigilance that usually applies where we're so heavily policed and scrutinized by straight people and called horrible things and accused of horrible things that we ironically have a much like quicker like threshold for something that seems inappropriate. And then you look at normal straight society and you're like, they're really weird though, all the time. And they never notice because they don't question weird straight stuff. Think about how many movies there are, especially in the 80s and 90s, that feature underage boys having like POV extremely horny shots about adult women, and then you take it one step further backwards, and you're like, an entire production crew did this. Like, a whole bunch of adults filmed this scene, shot this, like they wrote and directed it. They so much time and effort went into this scene where a young boy is super horny about adult women, and you're like, but then they turn around and they say things about gay people and trans people, and you're like, you look at what you're doing. What the fuck are the standards? Oh, you're right. This was always disingenuous. I get it. Okay. So in moments like this, I'm like, what are they doing? Why is she talking to him like that? 2 cards sit on the table. Each has a different single-digit number written on it. When set side by side, they form a 2-digit number. Then, by flipping their order, you can make another 2-digit number. Adding the total from these 2-digit numbers gives you one of the totals shown below. Which one is it? 2 cards sit on the table. Each has a different single-digit number written on it. They form a 2-digit number put next to each other. Sure, that's what 2 single-digit numbers do. And by flipping their order, you make another 2-digit number. Okay. So basically, we're just adding two-digit numbers that are the same 2 digits flipped. Which of these could be an answer to that, I guess. But that's every digit from 1 to 9? Let's see, it does say different, so they can't be the same digit twice. At least there's that. But how do you systematically check this? Like 12 plus 21 is 33. Oh, yeah. But is it always like that? I guess the idea is they'll mostly be 2 matching numbers. 13 plus 31 is 44. Because it's just 2 opposite, yeah. So if the answer is 2 digits, it should be the same digit repeating, but in some cases it'll go a bit further than that. Like, wouldn't the tens place be up by 1 sometimes? Like, so once it's 55 plus 55, it becomes 110. It can't be 55 plus 55. Once it's 44 plus 66, no, 46 plus 64, then they both add up to 10, so it becomes 110. I keep reflexively trying to add 2 numbers that add up to 10, which is very funny. Because I inherently try to go for a symmetry. Like 88, I need to write it down so I can not lose my mind. Like 89 plus 98. Yeah. Would be like 17. So it gets a bit more complicated there. Oop. The visible pattern's a bit weirder at that point. Adding the total from these two-digit numbers gives you one of the total shown below. So only one of them is an answer? I'm not finding out which one's not. So it's like, did I just do it fine just a minute ago? I guess so. Each has a different single-digit number written on it. When side by side, they form a two-digit number. Then flipping the order, you make another two-digit number and add them to... Yeah, I guess I just randomly guessed 44 earlier. And immediately just...
Consider this puzzle solved.
I just, like, happened to, as an example, solve that one. So I kind of... I guess, yeah. The first several examples would be just the two digits matching each other, but that runs out really quickly. Like... That only works through on numbers 1 through 4, I think. Not numbers 1 through 4. It's hard to make it that concise. The two numbers adding up, I think, have to be worth less than 10. So we can go as far as like 4 plus 5 and be yeah, 45 plus 54 would be 99, and then after that it's like they get really messy and weird and hard to recognize as a pattern. Yep. Oh, that is smarter. Yeah, it's always a multiple of 11. That's interesting. Yeah, because I was talking about them being matching numbers, which means that after you pass 100, it would still be multiples of 11, and that's how you notice it. Okay. My bad. What's weird is that math used to be my favorite subject, but then once I left school, I immediately felt... I almost always just feel embarrassed doing math because I feel like I'm just slow and shitty at it all the time. Oh god, this whole street's a bit of a tea crisis! What are we gonna do?
Is somebody there? I could use a little help.
Are you all right there, madam? Your legs are shaking.
My circulation isn't so good. I get chills really easily. When I get bad like this, my legs wobble so much I feel like I'm standing on ice.
That sounds terrible. Indeed it does. Why don't we offer you a little tea to help you shake that chill?
It needs to be good for your circulation? Is that a thing? I don't know. Spicy? This has the refreshing thing and the spicy thing. I'm just like, tea is always hot. I mean, at first. I don't know, let's see. No, I guess she's just gonna die. Oh, and then that cleared their tea status. Now I can't give them tea either. Okay. But I should have clicked on them for a puzzle though. Ah, surprise child.
Now, how'd that recipe go again?
Having trouble, dear?
Kinda. I'm trying to remember all the things Mom said would help a cold, but I forgot them. Let's see, I need clover, some kind of leaf, and... oh, phooey, there's one more.
Sounds like your mother was talking about ingredients for a tea. I think, with what you told us, we might be able to make a cup for you to try if you'd like.
Really? That'd be great.
Good, let's see.
We'll need 2 ingredients you mentioned, plus something that works on colds.
So I probably can't do it. Clover and leaf. Oasis leaf. Pepper cherry. Bell tart. I don't have a clover anyway. I don't have anything for a cold, and I don't have anything for a clover.
And I was excited for that tea. Well,
yeah, I think I gotta level with you. I kind of just think this whole mechanic is annoying. It's just like tedious. It's not puzzly, and it's not narrative, so it's just a pain in the ass.
this place gives me a bad feeling. Who even knows what's going on in down the path anyway?
Yeah, this is the same as before. That's the vampire's lair. Well, the vampire stays. He's honestly a nice guy. Just thought I'd point it out. Make a new friend. Forgot to click on you. Nope, they just really like the name Elysian Box. It excites them. Tantalizing. Hello again, fellows. Your friendly neighborhood postman, Parcel, is at your service.
Hi, Mr. Parcel. I've been wondering, why do you come all the way out here?
Believe me, kid, I'd love to tell you, but that's a secret between the folks of Full Sense and Dropstone. It's not really my place to gossip about their affairs. It's a secret tying these two locations together. Almost like one of them is like above and below the other one or something. Like, because they keep having clues where the top and bottom half of something mirror to spell something. Is the final solution going to be like you combine the name Full Sense and Dropstone on each other, and whoa, it makes this other word. Folsense. Folsense. Dropstone. Dropstone. I think Full Sense is 8 letters and Dropstone has 9, so maybe that doesn't work. Greetings. It really is mostly a series about just kind of scraping up and down the roads over and over again. Like, well, time to do another lap. Everybody technically has a new puzzle sometimes now. Time to check everywhere again.
That bulldog is blocking our path to the northeast corner. How to get through?
Murder.
I know, we'll brew it a cup of tea.
Business has been slower than a one-legged turtle. With no customers, I don't really have much to do, you know? Well, you don't let people in.
Do you have any other duties here besides watching the door?
Yeah, little things. Just the other day, the boss, he tells me to make copies of the menu. He shoved it off on me because it's a pain to do. What do you say about helping me fold these bad boys? The menu you see here has been folded into thirds with print on both sides, meaning in total there are 6 pages to it. The boss needs a lot of copies, but your copy machine can copy a maximum of 2 adjacent menu pages at once. To save time, you want to complete a copy of the menu in as few passes through the machine as possible. What is the fewest number of passes through the machine you need to make to create a full duplicate of the menu? The menu you see here is folded into thirds with print on both sides, meaning in total there are 6 pages to it. The boss needs a lot of copies, Your copy machine can then copy a maximum of 2 adjacent menu pages at once. Save time, you want to complete a copy of the menu in as few passes through the machine as possible. It's the fewest number of passes to the machine to create a full duplicate of the menu. So it's a single piece of paper that has 3 chunks, 3 folds, and they're back to back. A maximum of 2 adjacent pages at once. It's just like a confusing concept. I guess they mean that it only copies the front, but of 2 pages next to each other. Like not front and back of one page. And we're somehow making a menu out of a bunch of like individual spread. Just make a different menu. Just make a different menu design. What is this annoying setup you've given yourself? I don't... Where's the trick here? Also, this is just a thing, but it stands out to me. The glow around this menu is soft, and these ones are extremely aliased. It's all jaggy. Just strange. I wonder why this was rendered differently from that. Given that they're flat surfaces, I inherently think, oh, it has to be 4 scans because you have to somehow scan the front and back, and you can't do it either the front or the back in one go. So you have to do 2 on each side to get the, and you just would be double scanning the middle each time, which sucks, obviously, but that's messy. But the wild card crazy solution that comes to mind is maybe you can scan in only 3 goes. Because like maybe you scan B and C once, and then E and F once, but then you like on 2 separate, you grab 2 separate menus and you scan A and D next to each other, and then you fold that side to make the edge or something. Okay, bad example because that's technically the opposite side of the menu. A and F are next to each other. So you would scan B and C together and D and E together, then F and A together from 2 separate menus, and then the resulting thing that comes out you would fold to attach to the other ones, because that would be the front and back of the same page. And you're only scanning 2 pages at a row. So mathematically, the fastest you can go is 3 scans because you have 6 panels and you can only scan 2 at a time. So the trick would be how to make that possible to do it on only 3, because doing it in 3 sounds impossible. The question is just whether or not you can come up with a way to do it, which I did. So I guess it's 3.
Just leave it to me.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Layton's apprentice strikes again.
If you fold the copy of the menu as shown above, you can make a complete duplicate of the menu in just 3 passes to the machine. Okay. So they have a different answer, but the same result, I guess. Ultimately, it's just kind of like it's a flawed question. because mathematically the answer is 3. You just divide the number of panels there are by how many you can scan at once, and you're like, oh, 3. 6 divided by 2 is 3. But that's the on its face implied dilemma, is how to get that. But no part of the DS game you're playing requires you to actually figure out how to do that logistically. As long as you recognize that the answer should be 3, then you can just put 3 in and be like, I believe it. I believe in myself. Because the answer is 3 on its face, and the logistics of how to actually solve it, they didn't like come up with an input system for having you input that in any way. So the logistics of it don't matter. You could just come up with a wild moon logic version that I did, or you could just be wrong basically and still be right. Oh, so that's how you do it. I was thinking I'd have to fold them all fancy style.
There are probably nicer ways to do it. Are you sure your boss is okay with you doing it like that?
No one's gonna notice. Everyone's usually busy picking what they want to eat.
If you say so, mister.
69. You gotta understand, this restaurant has a long tradition of serving the full-sense elite. That's why it's my duty as doorman to keep out folks who don't follow the dress code. We hate hats. Specifically and exclusively. A hat killed my father.
Oh, you can talk to this guy now. Tell me, have you ever worked up the nerve to wander out past the edge of town? The tales I've heard about the people who see out there... The tales I've heard about what people see out there would make your blood run cold. I recently went out there myself to take a few pictures with my best camera. What developed was, well, here. See for yourself.
A ghost?
Yep. Yikes! There's a ghost in the forest. It's gonna be which one of these doesn't match it, right? Or so you thought, till you realized that the specter hovering in front of you was just a figure cut out of wood hanging from a branch. Looking around the area, you noticed that there are 4 pieces of wood scattered in the grass. Which one of these wooden slabs was the ghost cut from? A, B, C, or D, but it can be flipped. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one's got 5 fingers, or 4 fingers. These all have 5 fingers. It's got a long tail. Big swoopy tail. This one got a little 3 for a tail. Both of its elbows point down towards the tail. This one points... These one's elbows point up towards its head. It's B.
This should do the trick. And there we have it.
Hey, I thought you were going to show us a real ghost.
Sorry to get your hopes up, friend. I do so love pulling that one on customers. All joking aside, no one dares enter the forest lately. The whole place is overgrown and perilous. No one in town wants to go near the... Oh wait, that was new. I think. There's a patch that takes you up to Hareton Castle, but the gate leading there is locked.
Playing in the sandbox always makes the hamster somersault straight for the pool, ignoring all items in the area. Somersaults don't count towards the step total. Huh. So I guess they're saying that it's a teleporter? Why would somersaults not count towards the step? I know they're not steps, but it's literally more exertion. Somersaulting across the entire area is more effort than taking a step. So it'd be better for exercise, if anything. Let's see, I made him go flashbang bloof and bloof, right? And he goes... He bumps it. Okay, so until he bumps into something, that's why he ends up back there. So I guess I'll just put it here, because technically he'll probably walk to it. It technically doesn't say that he'll walk towards it, but
Don't hold out on me.
it's unclear whether or not he'll go to it, or if it's a bow. Or if it's just a thing you put in his way to trick him. The fact that he destroys his own house. You see, yeah, he does go to it. Yeah, there's no pool to teleport to.
Man, exercise rocks.
Argo will now sniff out hint coins for you. Never miss another coin. Exercise rocks? Luke has become best buddies with Argo. We're not on the train. Layton's challenges. The animal lover's house has been added to your map. He just love. Wait, did I win? Oh. I beat it? But I never got the pool. Like, this item doesn't even make sense yet because I don't have a pool. Am I gonna... I'm just like, am I gonna keep getting items for this minigame that it's already permanently solved and beaten? Did they just like severely underestimate how powerful these two items were they gave me, and I like skipped ahead and just beat the entire challenge? Huh. Weird. What is the animal lovers thing? Animal lovers hut or something? I think I lost track of what they said a minute ago. I'm not sure entirely what that meant. Huh. Well, anyway. I guess I'm just too smart and I beat the entire challenge forever. Need to figure out how to get past this bulldog. Is it a puzzle? Our friend, the bulldog, seems to have changed his temperament since last we met. Looks like he's really hungry, Professor. I think he'll let us pass if we bring him a snack. Say, we've got this hamster. Wrong. Very well. I seem to remember a grocer beneath the watchtower. I'm sure we can find a suitable snack for our friend there. Hello. Hello there, gents. How can I help you today? We're in desperate need of food for a hungry dog. Do you have anything that fits the bill? Well, I've got this hamster. Well, that's the most interesting request I've heard all day. I don't have any kibble or the like. But this leftover beef shank ought to make Rover sit up and beg. That should do nicely. Would you mind parting with it? Not really, but I hope your dog likes garlic. I'm sure that won't be a problem. Can dogs eat garlic? I know they can't eat onions. Good, good. Now, I won't charge you for it, but would you mind solving this puzzle I've got here? I've been chewing on it for days, and I'm starting to lose sleep. The steak. Not the puzzle. P.U. Garlic is a wonderful seasoning when used in moderation. Fuck you. Throw the whole thing in there. But the smell can be pretty potent. Someone put garlic cloves in this intricate container, and they're really stinking up the room. Use the 2 corks below to help our friend deal with the smell. touch an opening to put a cork in it, you can use no more than 2 corks. We've had this conversation a few times in my household where it's like, who the fuck thinks this? Like, we grew up on cartoons and stuff constantly telling you, oh no, garlic, oh, what an awful smell. And it's like, garlic smells amazing. What the fuck are you talking about? Everyone loves garlic, don't they? And there was no dissenting opinion. And we're like, I don't know, who cares? Yeah, garlic good. So 2 of these things are attached to garlic. Pretty flower smell goes to... God. Wait, did it loop back around? Same place. Oh, there's a few other places that the flower goes to. Nope, same place again. Man, I don't wanna. Alright, just start the ending then. So that one really has garlic going to it. It's garlic to it, going to it. But that one has garlic going to it. That one has only garlic going to it, I guess. I don't... How the fuck does this even happen? What is the applicability of this puzzle? Man, I don't want to. This is just annoying. You use no more than 2 corks. Don't all of them just go to garlic? Am I insane, or do the flowers not even go to... I don't think the flowers go to one of the openings. Like what? There's this part, which also just loops on itself. What the fuck is happening? What am I looking at? Wait. What's this? What's the puzzle? I don't get it. So that goes nowhere, but that means that those are both connected to each other. Like that one goes to garlic. That one goes to garlic. That one goes to garlic. What the fuck am I missing? I don't... What? I don't understand. Am I... Like, I have to just not be looking at it, right? They wouldn't mess up a maze. It's just a maze. I don't know, it's not a puzzle.
Let's see if this works. Oops, that wasn't right.
I'm just ready to move on this one.
Just leave it to me.
Of course, I'd be 100% perfectly wrong.
Well, I'm stumped.
Oh, I didn't mean to quit. I forgot you could even do that. Shit. I've never quit before.
Let's see if this works.
Wait, didn't I...
Oops, that wasn't right.
thought I already tried. Use no more than 2 corks. Fucking... God damn it.
Just leave it to me.
Okay, man. You
The
smartass.
apprentice strikes again.
It's funny, but it's also cheating. You put arrows up here. You put arrows saying what the inputs were. Like, it's a clever smartass answer that you put them in his nose, but it's like, you literally put arrows over the openings. Like, that was actively misleading. You gotta be a real garlic lover like me to solve that one. If you're a garlic lover, then why do you... I guess maybe it's I was about to say, why, if you're a garlic lover, why is the solution for you to plug your nose, hence removing the garlic? But I guess the joke is that you're like, well, the person who's complaining about garlic, clearly it's their problem, so they just need to wear a dumb nose plug because they're stupid and don't like garlic. I guess that's the logic, maybe. Here, you work for this beef shank, so it's all yours. Root clover. Is the joy root clover made up of the letter J? Mood lifting. Was it leaf and root? I don't know. I think that the things I've learned so far were from Layton knowing what to do. The fact that on top of being any combination of all of these separate things, it can also be the same one twice and so on, is like, ugh. It's more like pudding than tea, Professor. Doesn't even make sense. What did it do? Yeah, I think every single recipe I have so far was taught to me. I don't know if it's reasonable to deduce them anyway. Inspector Chalmey believes he dropped the remains of the photo around the northeast area of town. I was hoping we'd be able to retrieve the photo scraps without incident, but a large and rather ill-tempered dog is barring the only path to that part of town. According to Luke, the dog wants something to eat, so we'll have to visit the town grocer and find something for the grumpy fellow. The guard against the vampire supposedly threatening the town. To guard against the vampire supposedly threatening the town, the local grocer has decked out his shop with an alarming amount of garlic. The smell in the shop is the olfactory equivalent of being slapped in the face. Whether or not the garlic actually does keep the vampire at bay is debatable. However, it certainly seems to be working with its customers. We just... Well, this is a lot of separate notifications for like one step of the story, but also like, we're not debating whether or not the vampire's real. The grocer was kind to part with a large leftover roast, and I believe it would suit our purposes nicely. Now it's back to the northeast part of town. Hopefully our little offering will be enough to improve the dog's foul mood. It's one peculiar sweet tea set you got there. You could brew me a mean sugar smoke tea in there. You ever heard of sugar smoke? Brewing's a snap. All you need is to take a standard Bell Classic and make one little substitution. Is that so? Well, we're open to giving it a shot. A classic Bell tea. It's fruity and smoky. So it's these three things: the jar one, and that one. You can't click on them to see what they're all called from here. I think it's the first three we had, but it needs to be smoky. It has to be Bell Tart, obviously, because that's the one that says we keep. Earthy, spicy, mild. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's just not a thing. Yeah, it's fine. I don't have a smoky ingredient. And then we just would have to brute force which one is the one you substitute. I said you don't substitute Bell, but that could literally be the one you substitute for all we know. It starts with, it's like a pineapple thingy, but with one crazy substitution. No pineapple. Like, it still would be the same thing with one thing substituted. It would just be a little, on its face, slightly absurd.
Ah, memories. I had it real good back then.
He looks like Spamton. Jesus Christ.
Reminiscing, are we? Yeah. Back in the day, we had this cafe in town that brewed the most amazing tea. I mean, folks would flock to Full Sense by the hundreds to taste the Wonder Tea, as it was called.
Sounds like that cafe was a spot to be.
You're darn right it was. Say, you look like you know a thing or two about tea. I suppose you could brew me a cup of that Wonder Tea, would you?
It's certainly a challenge I'm willing to take up. I'll see what I can do.
Well, good luck to you. I kind of remember that the tea had something spicy going on, but that's all the help I can give you.
Did he have an exclamation point instead of the sweaty head? Is that the language? Is that you learn recipes from exclamation points, and then the sweaty people, those are the people that you do the recipes you already have? It's just called Wonder Tea and it's spicy? That's so unhelpful. Maybe there's a thing called Wonder that I don't have yet? And then you do 2 pepper cherries with the Wonder or something? I don't know, man. I honestly hate this minigame. Interface is bad, inputs are tedious, it just kind of annoys me.
Don't feel bad about leaving. It's Wonder Tea, but it's as hard to make as it is good to drink.
Okay, bye. I know he's sweaty now. Was he before? I thought he had an exclamation point when I clicked on him. Maybe I forgot. Maybe I'm just wrong.
Here's our chance, Luke. Toss him that beef shank. I'm already on it. Here goes.
Just big fat meat on the floor. I hate that this dog wears a diaper. It's so upsetting to look at.
I think our little offering did the trick. I don't think this puppy's going to be doing any snarling anytime soon. Not after what we put in that meat. We can finally explore the rest of town now.
Now we can go get the photos. Wow. There's one.
Say, Professor, could that be? Piece of the photograph?
I'd say so.
Sharp eyes, Luke. I'll place it in my trunk for safekeeping.
Is it a mini game? I don't see it, so I don't think we're putting them together yet.
I don't like to brag, but I make the best pancakes you've ever tasted, guaranteed. The thing is, while the flavor's out of this world, I have trouble getting the size consistent. Serving them can be such a pain because you need to stack them just so. Here, I'll show you.
This better not be Towers of Hanoi! God damn it! I knew it! I fucking knew it!
Now here's a tasty puzzle for you. Your task is to take that big stack of pancakes on the left plate and move them to the plate on the far right. In doing so, however, you must follow these rules. You can only move one pancake at a time. The pancake can never rest on top of a smaller pancake itself. Feel free to shift the things around as much as you like and use the middle plate and complete the puzzle. Fucking Towers of Hanoi. Okay. Whoa.
This should do the trick. A true gentleman leaves no puzzle unsolved.
So I've got these 3 jugs of water and... Wow, your hands move so fast there, like you were... It's like you've done this before. Next time I throw pancakes on the griddle, you're welcome to a heaping helping of them. A new hamster toy. But why? But why? After playing in the sandbox, the hamster always somersaults straight for the nearest pool, no matter what. Somersaults don't count towards the step total. Okay.
Whoa!
Just put the pool right next to it because the pool has no purpose. I have no reason to have a teleport currently. Because there's nothing... I don't have... Like, I don't even know why you'd want to use a teleporter for. A lot of these mechanics seem to be built around the idea that you'd, like, run out of space on the board and have to, like, deal with a priority system. And so for that reason, maybe a teleport would do something for some reason, but... It's not like I can use the teleporter to, like, set up an infinite loop or anything. Oh, he just goes for the pool. Well, if he just goes for the pool anyway, then the real trick is just to use the pool as a step.
Got any snacks around here? Don't hold out on me.
Because now he'll go to the pool, then the sandbox, and then just be sad that it's covered in sand and there's no pool, because he apparently killed the pool with his bare hands. But yeah, now we are somewhat reaching capacity where it will be a little harder to find new places to put the next step that don't create a conflict where he'll just go somewhere else and screw up the order. Although honestly, I could just zigzag up and down a little bit better than this instead of going all the way to the right. Just been taking the easiest path. Yeah, here's 3 more. But like, the goal's not going higher. Now we're just enjoying having a pet. Ew. Maybe the idea is to have you succeed early so you can just keep doing better, but don't have to worry about failing your hamster because it's so trivially easy that everyone will succeed, because at some point... We're like halfway through the game probably, so it's like, that's... They give you a lot of tools to succeed with there. The pancakes I make are so soft and fluffy, you'll wish you could sleep on them. No, I want to eat them. I would definitely prefer to eat the pancakes. Ah, Jesus. Hi. Once again, the hamster talks. Okay, we don't have to talk every time I pick one of these up. It's wet. It was in the water. It's fine. Go right, I guess.
Oh, it's you two. Hey, I know you. You're Mr. Anderson's daughter. Yes, my name is Katja. What brings you to Full Sense? I'm sorry, but I can't really talk about it. You already figured it out, though. Excuse me, I have to get back to my search. Goodbye. I'm here to reunite with my lover, but he's a vampire, so I have to come to him. It's an arrangement. Katja, wait a minute. What are you looking for? Wow, she moves fast.
To think, Katja was headed to Full Sense all along, just as we were. I can't believe they're just now catching up with this like 6 hours later than me. They're not. Once again, it's the Watsons' job to be slightly dumber than the audience. I believe we've uncovered the identity of the third party asking around about the Elysian box.
So Katja's looking for the Elysian box as well.
The possibility is hard to ignore, yes. camera does not get an exclamation point to indicate that there's something new there. That's a little weird. Seedy alley. Everybody loves to spot the difference puzzle. So that's windows wrong. There's only 2 windows there.
Layton's
Yerp.
apprentice strikes again.
Trash can's got a lid in the other one.
That was almost too
Alright, that's the easy ones down. Is the third one always going to be much tougher? Let's find out. The step is weird.
Let's see if this works.
Correct!
Take.
Alright, so one of those 3 spots is a puzzle now. Is it you?
Well, look at that. It's a hidden puzzle.
4 UFOs were spotted in the night sky. It looks like there are 4 distinct shapes floating in the sky, but each of these is actually made up of 4 identical parts. Which of the following is the base part used to make all 3 of these shapes? So each of these is made of 4 identical shapes. They take one item and repeat it 4 times to make the combined shape. Okay. Bum 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 bum. And it's the same one for every shape. Alright, so it's not C. Because C is 3 long and 3 wide, and this is only 2. Okay, now it can be staircases. I zeroed on it. Don't pay too much attention to what that shape looks like. I zeroed in on the staircases because I saw this is staircasey. It's hard to tell if this one. I think that might be. Okay, it might be all staircases. Yeah, this is made of staircases. Okay, no, it is C.
Just leave it to me. Layton's apprentice strikes again.
Yep.
That one was a toughie.
Actually, did I actually check everything in that room? I did the photograph and the NPC interaction. There's opportunities for hint coins, I guess, but there's not, like, a door anywhere. Oops. Weird hat.
Gosh, this place sure has some unusual art. I don't even know what to make of this picture.
What picture are you talking about, Luke?
This one here. Are these funny shapes some kind of code?
Seems as if you stumbled across a puzzle.
A bunch of figures are arranged in a pattern as shown below. As you can see, the figure that should go in space 1 is missing. Can you draw the figure that belongs in this space? Drag your stylus through the divots in the board to draw the figure. As you can see, the figure that should go in space 1 is missing. So it's some kind of sequence. It's this. A, B, C, D, E, F in calculator terms, and then mirrored symmetrically. So the right side is the actual letter and the left side is a mirror of it. So it's A and then mirrored. Got it.
Just leave it to me.
I picked up on their rule. These are often like letters and numbers and things. The sequence isn't like a math shape. It's like a... Yep. It's basically the same as last time. And now I see how it works. The tonic flower. Is that the one that's good for colds? It's bitter, tonic, immune boosting. So I need to know what the other ingredients are.
Sense, the Gilded Town. Yeah, that's what they used to call this place way back when. I used to work down in the mines that gave the town its nickname. Well, I did till they closed them a few years ago. Even now, sometimes I catch punks sneaking down into the mine to see if anything's down there. They always come back empty-handed, though. You can bet your hat on that. We've certainly heard rumors of the great fortune Duke Herzen left behind. Ah, so you're another one of them treasure hunters, huh? In that case, take it from me, the real money's not in that mine. It's in the Duke's castle. Of course, you may have trouble getting in, considering there's a vampire living up there. Alright, enough small talk. I gotta get back to figuring out what this scrap is that I picked up.
I know, it's a scrap of a photo, and we've been looking all over for it.
Oh, so this is yours, huh? I guess I got no use for it, so go on and take it. Until they closed them a few years back, I used to work in the mines that gave the town its nickname. Even now, sometimes I catch punks sneaking up. I think it's the same dialogue as before, basically. Will he gain a thirst upon my return? Nope.
See you later, buddy. I gotta go looking for thirsty boys.
This thing is just obliterated. Oop. Oh, no one's cleaning that up. Oh, that seems like a problem.
Found one!
Okay. Where? There it is. Damn. Because him popping up means that there's a secret there, but it's hard to find it past all of the prompts to talk. Look at this graph. Oh boy, this is a huge mess to look at. Okay, the window is on.
Just
The window is on. The light is on behind the window.
piece of cake.
This glass is broken.
Consider this puzzle solved. Ha! Wonderful.
Wonderful. So why is this a supernatural camera? Oh, and this thing is a different color. Okay, the rubbish wasn't really the solution. I was worried going into this one because I'm like, that's an extremely chaotic looking piece of rubbish, or pile of rubbish, garbage, trash, detritus. I'm like, looking through all of that's gonna be a nightmare. Nope. Oh goody, a hidden puzzle. Garbage day! Use your stylus. No, it's unblocked me. Use your stylus to move the trash to the bin at the bottom of the screen. It's unblocked me, but with somewhat nightmarish shapes. Oh god, there's a shape down here too. Okay. Yeah, it'd really help if I get these two to connect. There we go.
And now
I'm
to
free.
test my theory. And there we have it.
Whew. Ah, spick and span. Do your part to keep the town clean. That puzzle hurt my head. Yeah. Uh-huh. Right there with you. Oh, it's blocked. Well, I guess next time we'll see where the hell the photographs are then.